I will focus in German, Japanese, and Dutch for the first quarter of the year. And this is the plan that I intend to follow. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Mari, and in this channel we talk all about how to learn languages for fun with the help of the community and creating study plans. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm doing. I will start by making a 12-week plan, which is something that I've been doing for the past year, and I've been absolutely loving it because I can see myself progress, and for a period of time, like 12 weeks, I'm very focused and then I can take a break. And to create a 12-week plan, I start by doing a letter review. Then I pick my 3 favorite languages or the 3 languages that I want to focus on in the next 3 months. And then I do an in-depth review to see where I'm at with each language. And once that's done, I go language by language, deciding on what goals and resources I want to do. Some of the general habits that I want to start this year are reading more often and listening to more audiobooks, specifically in Dutch, and we're gonna see later why in Dutch. And I also want to create the habit of studying with others using, Discord or Google Meet or Zoom. I want to try to do that at least 3 times a week during the length of this plan or this next 12 weeks. And those are 2 habits that I want to really set throughout the whole year, but especially focus on those at the beginning of the year. My routine is very simple. I will start learning German in the morning, Japanese in the afternoon, and at night I will do some Dutch. The reason why German is in the beginning is because that's when I am the most alert in the morning, after my coffee, of course. And I can use that time to really focus on my main language, which will be German. Then after lunch, I always have some time to do some Japanese, which is gonna be very easygoing, very simple routine, nothing too complicated. I don't want to go too far ahead with Japanese these 3 months. And then Dutch is at the last bit of the day, because that's when I have less energy. And since Dutch is a language that I've been learning for the longest time and that I can speak the best out of the 3, it's gonna be easier for me to study that one at night in comparison to the others. For Deutsch, ich möchte mit Zuversicht und Genauigkeit in ungezwungenen Gesprächen mit Freunden sprechen. Das war schwer zu sprechen. I will focus in listening, vocab, grammar, and speaking mostly when it comes to German, starting with more listening, then in the middle focusing more on vocab and grammar, and then in the last bit of 3 months focusing more on speaking. So my main resource will be a mix of Pimsleur, which I think it's a very comprehensive course, especially if you're a more auditory learner or you enjoy audio courses. And I'm also going to be using Deutsche Welle to get some more grammar and vocabulary and a little bit more structure, which is something that's been lacking in my German for a long time. For passive listening and input, I'm so excited for this because I want to start watching all the classic Disney movies and Disney Pixar movies. I love cartoons, so that's going to be super fun. I also want to start listening to a podcast in German, but I don't know which one. So if you have any recommendation, please let me know in the comments because I'm desperately looking for one. And I'm not looking for a podcast that is for learners. I'm more so looking for a podcast that is simply in German and it's aimed to native speakers. And for active practice, I will continue to do my once a week language exchange with my friends at the Polyglot Union, and I will also sometimes record myself speaking for 1 minute. And that is something that sounds really silly, sounds really simple, but actually it's super helpful when you're trying to improve your speaking specifically. All I want to do with Japanese is simply gather some basic phrases so I can have a conversation, order a drink or something like that. Something very simple, very basic. My Japanese is still almost non-existent. It has improved since last year because I do know a little bit more, but I don't expect to go super hard on Japanese this next 3 months because my aim is still to improve German. So I'll be happy if at the end of 3 months I can understand and speak some basic phrases. For Japanese, what I'm going to be using is, firstly, I'm going to be using Lingo Deer, and I do intend to pay for the premium version of it. I will continue watching anime on Crunchyroll, and big shout out to my brother for paying extra so I can watch his Crunchyroll. I'm watching an anime called ReZero, I don't know the full name, but I know that's how it starts. And it's fun, it's entertaining. I love cartoons and anime and all of that, so that's gonna be fun. And besides that, I want to continue using the workbook of Japanese with Amy for beginners and hopefully go through it very slowly. I don't think I will finish it, but I will do my best. I think if I use it once or twice a week, I will get pretty far ahead. En ik wil mijn Nederlands eindelijk verbeteren, want ik spreek Nederlands al 8 jaar of zo. En ik zit nog in de intermediate plateau. En ik wil dat niet, vooral nu dat ik in Nederland woon. So my plan to get out of the intermediate plateau with Dutch is to read a lot and listen to a lot of audiobooks. I think that's what helped me in the first place to improve from beginner to intermediate, and I know that if I continue doing it, it will get me pretty far ahead. Besides that, I'm looking forward to get some structure by using Dutchpod 101. I love audio lessons and that type of learning, so I think it's going to be super beneficial for me to use something like Dutchpod 101, which I've never used anything by Innovative Language, so I'm very excited to try that out. There are some other languages that I will be maintaining, and those are Italian and Portuguese. But for that, all I'm going to do is just try to watch more YouTube videos in those languages instead of my default English. And we'll also try to do that with music and podcasts and other type of content that I normally consume in English or Spanish. And of course, continue having conversations at the Polyglot Union and continue making friends and using those languages and keep them a little bit active for just maintaining, because I don't really want to focus on those languages right now. I'm very much more interested in the other 3 languages. Once I've completed this plan, I will go and apply my 3 R's, which are, first of all, review all the language that I've learned, review everything that I've done, and making another video to update you guys. Then resting, which I will take a break of hardcore study language learning for a month or so, and then reset, which is when I reset everything and create a new plan for the next 12 weeks after my break. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about language learning routine and habits, stay tuned, because next week I'm going to be talking all about how to set habits and how to make it effective so you actually learn languages. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.